Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, you're watching Booked on Charity. In today's video we are going to be talking about my 2023 reading goals. Now, I've done pretty well in 2022 in terms of my reading. My goal for 2022 was to read 60 books, and currently I have completed 75 books. So I've been doing well. I was hoping to reach 80 books by the end of the year. However, I don't think I'll be able to finish 5 books, and basically in the 5 days I will have to read a book a day. I don't think I will be able to do that, but it's okay. And I've also reached my number of pages to be read for the year. My goal was to read 25,000 pages, and I've surpassed that goal, and I'm very happy. There are some parts of my reading that lacked a little bit this year that I am hoping to improve in 2023. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. So let's talk numbers first. My reading goal for 2023 is to read 100 books. I know that's a lot, and it is a lot for me, but I think I can actually do it. Considering that I got to 75 books right now, I only seriously got to reading audiobooks probably after the first quarter of the year. So I missed out on the first quarter of the year in terms of using audiobooks, which I am definitely not going to be making that mistake next year. I'm going straight into it, right? As well as manga and graphic novel. I want to read a lot of manga and graphic novels in 2023, as well as children's picture books, because I do actually get a lot of those books. They are essentially for my daughter, but there's ones that have a lot more words than a 0 to 5 year old books. So I'm talking about maybe 5 to 10-year-old books. Those kind of books I do still receive, and when I do, I'll read them. Middle grade I do count, so that's okay. So I'm planning on reading quite a number of manga books, and as well as graphic novels. I'm planning on reading a number of graphic novels. I did fall in love with graphic novels because of Heartstopper series as well as Saga. So there's so many others to read out there, and I'm using different platforms for those, which for graphic novels I'm mostly using SCRIBD because it does have a ton of graphic novels, and for manga I'm using Shonen Jump, which has thousands of manga series, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, my goal is to read and complete 100 books, and from those 100 books I did separate into certain genres, and I left a bit out for fantasy books, which are my go-to it's my go-to genre, so I will concentrate on fantasy books anyway, but I did try to allocate a certain number of books to certain genres. So firstly, in terms of middle grade, I do read middle grade here and there, and I think I'm doing pretty well with middle grade, but I want to try to read at least 15 middle grade books in 2023. And I'm not sure if my video is up yet, but I probably would have spoken about the middle grade books that I'm prioritizing in 2023, because I do have quite a number of them. I have accumulated a lot now. So yeah, 50 middle grade books is where we're at. Next, I would like to read at least 15 African literature books. I do have a video up already of the books that I've selected that I'm interested in, because I started piling up all these African literature books, but I was never in the mood to read them, and I never gravitated towards picking them up. So I want to get better at that, because I feel like there's a lot of stories that can be told from the African continent, and I really want to explore that next year. So I've selected a couple of books. Some of them are historical fiction, some of them are just more literary fiction. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them. I hope you checked out that video. If you haven't, I will link it down below. In terms of manga and graphic novels, I would like to read 10 manga books, as well as volumes, as well as 10 graphic novel volumes. So in terms of manga, I've already started with the Spy Family, which I will continue with in 2023. So this far I've only read volume 1. I just started volume 2 on Shonen Jump on my phone like yesterday, I think, and it's very, very funny. So my goal will be to complete Spy Family before I even move on to any other volumes, and at this point I believe they have 8 volumes out. So if I finish Spy Family, I'm almost at my goal for reading manga, and then I can continue with the other manga series. I must figure out which ones are the popular ones. I know Naruto is very popular, but for some reason I don't want to go there. There's another one, Metal, I forgot what it's called, but I will figure out where I want to move to next in terms of manga. And with graphic novels, I am still reading Saga. I'm currently in between volume 7, which I need to actually complete before the end of this year. And they are currently 10 volumes out, so I still have about 2.5 volumes to go for that. And then I think I want to go straight into Paper Girls, and probably when I'm done with Paper Girls, I would want to move on to Monstrous. So that's kind of like my reading schedule when it comes to graphic novels. So I'll be set. I know I'm going to read more than 10 of each, and those are basically the 20 books that are additional to me for my goal, because initially I wanted to move to having a goal of 80 books, because that's kind of like how I've been moving along. But when I realized that I actually want to add a lot more manga and graphic novels to my reading collection, I thought I could actually push it up to 100, and I think it's very possible to do that. And then lastly, the other genre that I want to focus on is sci-fi. I think, like, I enjoy sci-fi, however I don't read much of it, and I'm not collecting enough of it. So I am gonna concentrate on reading 10 sci-fi books. I have not picked them out yet. I did record my January TBR, and I do have one sci-fi book in there. There's a sci-fi series that I started, Red Rising, and there's supposed to be about 6 books in that series. I think currently there's 5 that's out. I feel like the 6th one is coming out in 2023. So that's already about 4 to 5 books that I still need to read from there. And I also have 3 Body Problem to read, which contains I think 3 books as well. It's a trilogy, and then there's a novella. So I do have enough books to read. I just need to start prioritizing them and reading them. The rest of the genres I will take as they come. I mean, fantasy is gonna be always a priority, so I will always be trying to pick up fantasy, which is why I need to like make these lists to pick other books. Thrillers, I'm also now very into thrillers, especially when it comes to audiobooks. I'm moving more towards listening to mysteries and thrillers on audio. And with romance, I'm not big on romance, so I don't want to prioritize it at all. For me, romance is a palate cleanser, and if I do have a physical copy of a romance book, I will slot it in to be read. But I also do listen to a lot of romance on audiobooks as well. So yeah, that's that for in terms of numbers. And with regards to the number of pages I want to read, I've set my goal to 30,000 pages for 2023. By the way, all of this is going to be tracked primarily on Copile as well as the Story Graph, because they have better statistical models than Goodreads. Goodreads doesn't do much, but I'm still using it. Okay, so the next section I want to concentrate on is tracking. So with regards to tracking, my main tracking apps or tools will be Copile. Copile is an Excel sheet that was created by G over at Book Roast, and it uses the Copile system to rate books, and this is how I've been rating books. However, I stopped updating my Copile in April for this year, and I definitely want to do better. And one way that I have decided would make it so much easier for me to track is to actually start listing all my books. So what I've started doing right now, I've created a copy for 2023 and I'm listing every single book that I physically own, so that when I have read the book, I can easily just go in there and put in the ratings instead of having to go look for all the book details. So I'm doing all that groundwork now so that it's much easier for me. And with that said, one of my goals is to review every single book that I read. I think I spoke about this during my December bookish reset, and I didn't do well in terms of my reviews. I was running way behind, but I realized also I wasn't reviewing the audiobooks that I was listening to where I didn't have a physical copy. So I need to figure out a template or a structure in which I'm going to use when it comes to reviewing audiobooks as well as graphic novels and manga. So I'm still working on that, and I will hopefully have it figured out before I have to review my first book in January. And then because the Storygraph is such an amazing app, it also has reading challenges. So above and beyond tracking the number of books you've read and the number of pages you have read thus far, you can also join in on reading challenges. So there is a few reading challenges that I have kind of like flagged to participate in 2023. The very first one, which is one that I've done even in the past 2 years, is the ABC challenge, basically to try and see if you can find books or read books with titles starting with every letter of the alphabet and fill that in. So that's pretty simple. The other one that I found is diverse sci-fi and fantasy books, which I think will be really interesting. So I had a look at the prompts and they seem to be easy enough to complete. This challenge has 16 prompts. And then I've got the 2023 reading challenge, which has 24 prompts, which also seemed quite simple for me to complete because I wanted to look for something like that. Previously I had done Reading Women 2022, but the prompts are very difficult. Some of them are very difficult and some of the books are really hard to get, and I'm not at a place where I could be sourcing books from I don't know where. So I'm planning on reading what I have. That is the plan, and move forward to that. And talking about all this, you guys, I have about 250 books. I catalog them. That's how I know the number. I have about 250 books that are on my shelf. I have added all of them to my Goodreads shelf, which is probably essentially the reason why I'm still hung on to Goodreads. And because my goal is to read 100 books, obviously I'm not going to get to half of this. However, I'm basically trying to make sure that at least half of my reading goal is coming from my current shelf. I know that I'm gonna still be receiving some books next year. I know that I'm still gonna be buying books next year, but if 50 of the books read are from here, that would make me very happy. That would make me very happy. But yeah, so I've logged all of them on Goodreads, and I will basically have kind of like a backup on Copile because I am listing all my books on Copile. So yeah, I'm trying to work on reading my shelves. And then lastly but not least, I want to get back to doing my reading journal. I really do enjoy completing reading journal. Like, if you guys can hear all the things that I'm talking about, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of tedious admin to fill out Goodreads, to fill out Storycraft, to fill out Pile. But I strive on having lists and having things in place, and you know, everything needs to be where it belongs. I don't mind doing all the groundwork as long as at the end of it becomes so much easier for me to maintain. That is the goal. So also with my reading journal, I have ideas of what I want to do with my spreads. Some of them I'm just gonna literally copy and paste from this year's reading journal, 2022's reading journal, because I really did love those spreads. I just need to draw them out and complete all my monthly spreads, or at least halfway through before the year starts, so that every single month it makes it easier for me to write it out. But that is the plan. At this point, all I've done on my reading journal is my year at a glance and another page where I'm listing all important dates. That's how far I've gotten. This week I'm planning on doing my books read in 2023 spread with like bookshelves and all the books and all that, because I really do love that spread. I want to do a book of the year spread where each month I'm picking the best book of the month, so that I can basically figure out what was the one book that was like the best read book in 2023. So I want to do that spread. I want to do a spread where I'm listing all the books that I would like to buy in 2023. So mostly I will first prioritize books that are part of the series that I would like to complete in 2023. So I will prioritize those books first, and then I will add on all the other books that I would like to buy, all the new releases and things like that. So yeah, and then obviously do my anticipated releases as well, because I want to go back to doing monthly videos of anticipated releases, because I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit with that. But yeah, and then from there on move on to all the monthly spreads that will literally look identical. I will figure out what the theme is for each month, but my point is to keep it as simple as possible so that it's easy to complete, and I can have a complete reading journal. But yeah, that is all on the reading side of things. On my social media side of things, my goals for my YouTube channel is obviously to get monetized. That's what everybody wants. We want to make money, right? I love sharing books on this platform. I love doing vlogs. Like it makes me happy to do things like it, because I watch, this is my television essentially. Every day I watch people doing their weekly reading. I watch book hauls and all that, so I enjoy reading it. But obviously you also want to make money from it, so that is a goal for me. Currently I'm sitting at about 349 subscribers, which is not anything. It's not much, but I appreciate every single one of you who have subscribed to my channel, who watches my videos, who comments on my videos, who likes my videos. I really appreciate you guys. But I do have a personal goal to be monetized before the end of 2023, and obviously being monetized means that I need to have reached at least 1,000 subscribers, and I need to also have clocked in 4,000 views. So it's very important to get views as well as the subscriptions. But in terms of an actual number, in my head I see like 2,000 followers by this time next year, and I know it's possible. I know it's possible because there's people who start their channels and in 1 year they have like 100,000 followers. I don't know how all that analytics and all that works but it works. I know that it can happen, and 2,000 followers is not a lot, but that is gonna be the goal that I set, and I'm gonna do my best to reach a goal, being recording my videos, uploading on a weekly basis. Like, my goal is to upload twice every week and on very specific days. I know those days, and I hope that I can stick to them. So like, I'm trying to have a vlog on Sundays, and then I have a sit-down video on Wednesdays. So my sit-down videos will comprise of book hauls, wrap-ups, book recommendations, whatever we are doing. Like, this is a sit-down video. Essentially, that is the plan I have in my head, and I will do what I need to do from my side to get to that goal. And I hope that you guys watching can help me out to do what you need to do on your side to help your girl get to that goal as well. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's it on the YouTube side of things. I'm also on TikTok now. I'm on TikTok, you guys. I'm on TikTok. It's growing pretty fast, because I think right now I'm probably sitting at like 650 followers, which is good for me. So it's growing pretty fast. So if you haven't followed me on there, I will have my link down below. I am also on Bookstagram, which has kind of like, my Bookstagram is my main platform for book posts, book reviews, all of it happened there. My YouTube is mostly for my reading vlogs. Like, my reading vlogs is my #1 thing that I do here, as well as my book hauls, as well as my wrap-ups. I haven't been doing as often, but I'm gonna do my best next year to like be consistent with wrap-ups. And I'm not doing a lot of recommendations at this point, but I want to work towards doing more recommendations in 2023 as well. So yeah, that is all my reading goals and social media platform goals for 2023. Let me know down below what your goals are. What are you looking forward to in 2023? I just want to read more books. I want to dedicate time to myself, and that for me means reading, because it calms me, it transports me, it does all the things it needs to do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. You know your girl has got some goals. You know I've got some goals, yo. Tell me what your reading goal is for 2023. You can give me your reading goal number of pages. Maybe you want to try out some new genres. Let me know in the comments, and please share this video with your friends and family, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.